So I want to give a shout out to Kim Petras, who made history last night when she became the first openly trans woman to win a Grammy for her collaboration with Sam Smith on their huge hit Unholy. What I particularly loved about her speech is that she thanked a lot of the trans artists who paved the way for her historical win last night, particularly the late great Sophie, who was a DJ producer. She's produced a lot of music for a lot of artists, particularly close ones come to mind. She's produced stuff for Kim Petras as well as people like Charlie XCX. The trans girls were also doing it real big last night because my girl Honey Dijon, who is an icon within the house music community and is also a trans woman, worked on Beyonce's Renaissance album, and she took home a Grammy as well. Now, while Petras deserves all the accolades and all the, the love and everything that she's getting right now from the community, particularly the LGBTQ community and the music community, we should also give some props to those who came before her that many people may not know about, who won a Grammy eons ago. We'll get into that in a second, who it is. But someone by the name of Wendy Carlos, who won 3 Grammys back in 1970. Now, Wendy Carlos was born in Rhode Island in 1939, and she studied physics at Brown and music composition at Columbia University. Now, while living in New York, she met Robert Moog and aided in the development of the Moog synthesizer, which revolutionized the music world as the first commercially available keyboard synth and remains the industry standard for analog synthesizers. Now, in 1965, she helped Leonard Bernstein present a night of electronic music at the New York Philharmonic, and in October of 1968, she released her first album, Switch on Bach, which she won 3 Grammys for. Now, I should point out, by the time that Switch on Bach was released, Carlos was already living as a trans woman, but was not yet comfortable revealing her transition to her fans. She wore fake sideburns and a man's wig to hide the effects of the hormone replacement therapy she was undergoing at the time. She also worked on the score for Stanley Kubrick's A Clockwork Orange in 1971, and also worked on the soundtrack for The Shining, which was the theme song, that opening theme song, the infamous track. I think they also used that in the sequel film as well. And she worked on the score to the 1982 sci-fi cult classic Tron. So Wendy is definitely an icon in the industry, and while, like I said before, we do always applaud those who, are making bigger strides and all that good stuff, we always got to give love and pay respect to those who came before us, so that way, they walked so people like Kim Petras could run, and those